Yeah, no, this is kind of a surprising feat right here. We have our second episode of the week. Welcome into $1,000,000 Extras. It is Skylar and my friend, longtime friend Kyle through Zoom right now. Welcome in, Kyle. Straight out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here, bub. So what we're doing now, Kyle's a big UFC guy and has got me into it over the last, 6 months to a year or so. And he's a big UFC guy, and we got a big UFC card coming up Saturday night, UFC 311. Main event was Islam Makhachev versus Arman Sarukian. And we've been trying to do this podcast the last couple days. Glad we didn't, because Amar Sarukian is out of there. He has an injury. They pulled him from the fight. And so now it is Renato Money Moicano versus Islam Makhachev tomorrow night, Saturday night. And that will be the co-main event alongside Umar Nurmagomedov. And
It'll be the main event.
It's co-main event, right?
Umar Marab Davalishvili are the co-main. Islam and Hanato are the main event.
So there's a co-main and then there's a main. And but from the beginning of the night, from about 6 o'clock Eastern time until probably 1 a.m., it's just a stacked lineup. And we're both very excited to see it and to maybe play some bets on it. And it's gonna be a good night. And so we decided to make a little podcast and an extra podcast for the week, all about UFC 311. And so, yeah, Kyle, the night gets kicked off about 6 o'clock Eastern time with Clayton Carpenter and Tagir Ulanbekov. Clayton Carpenter is a clean 8-0, and Ulanbekov is 15-2, 0 knockouts and 9 submissions for Ulanbekov, and Clayton Carpenter is coming in 2 knockouts and 4 submissions.
This one's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good start to the fight, good start to the night. Clayton Carpenter's super scrappy, pushes the pace from the minute he gets in there. But as we know, Tagir is cornered by the legendary Habib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov. So that will change the game. I know it's just a corner. He's not fighting, but it changes who's coaching you. And Tagir is seen in the past, he's pretty scrappy. He'll get into some scrambles, and I think Clayton Carpenter will fall into those scrambles, and hopefully he doesn't get his neck snatched. But in this one, I'd like to see what Clayton Carpenter does. It's going to be a real test for him. It's going to be a real competitor for him, so it'll be interesting.
So if I were to have any play on this, it would probably be that line is dropped now. It's minus 235. Will the fight go to the distance? More than likely, Tagir is the heavy favorite, minus 325. Clayton Carpenter plus 250 on the straight money line. So Carpenter's coming in undefeated, still pretty big underdog. But hey, this is why you play the game. This is why you line up on Sundays.
Yes, exactly. There's some money to be made here. We don't know where it's at, but we know potentially where it's at.
Yeah,
we're searching for it.
And so another fight that we're excited for here in the prelims, we're not going to go through every single one because there's about 100. But Peyton Talbot versus Hani Barcelos. Talbot's a clean 9-0, 7 knockouts, 1 submission, and Hani Barcelos 8 knockouts with 3 submissions, coming in with an 18-5 record. Peyton Talbot is the heavy favorite, though, Kyle. He's a young gun, as they say.
The young prodigy, man. He is coming off a quick knockout over his previous opponent. I think it was within 30 seconds. It was insane. He looks just calm and composed in there. And what I like about the kid is he just I can't even say kid. I think he's the same age as us. But he brings the fight. He lets the fight come to him. He doesn't bring the fight. He doesn't apply the pressure. He actually just stays patient, waits for those shots, and he'll take them. Barcelos, from what I've seen in the past, he can, try to create a scramble, get it to the ground, hopefully, and I think he's a vet. So And this one, a safe play in my book would be like over, I think 3 rounders, so over 1.5 rounds. I don't think Peyton gets him out of there as quick as he did the last guy. I think it's going to stay in there. It's going to it's going to test him a little bit, not as much as a new young hungry young gun would, but sometimes you got to get the vets in there.
Yeah, and Barcelos, not you wouldn't say he's top of the food chain, but he is a seasoned veteran, 18-5, plus 730 on the money line, minus 1300 for Peyton Talbot straight up. So very very heavy favorite, and man, he's just got a sick tattoo. You know what I'm saying?
The hollow hole, dude.
It's on front and back. Dude, it looks pretty dope. It's weird. It catches your eye a little weird, and then you realize what it is.
He's an interesting guy. He's been hanging out with Frank Ocean, Tony Hawk. I mean, kid's got something. He's got some superstardom in his future if he can keep it up. But I think he is going to keep it up because his pace. He's just very calm. He selects his shots wisely. He's not he's not just throwing a bunch of punches at once. He knows what he's doing.
So the night gets started at 6 o'clock Saturday night, and all of those prelims should be available on ESPN Plus. And then the main card gets kicked off around 10 o'clock Eastern time Saturday night. That'll be what people pay the money to see. Kevin Holland and Rainier de Ridder get it started. And we were looking at this a couple of days ago, and it was minus 113 money line for both of these fighters. Now it's tipped a little bit in de Ridder's favor, minus 130. Kevin Holland plus 106. Kevin Holland, he's a very entertaining gentleman, isn't he?
Oh yeah, they didn't name him Big Mouth for they named him for a reason. So I think he is going to be confident, obviously, as he always is. But dude, at face-offs, de Ridder looked pretty confident. He was just looking like he was happy to be there. And that's who you're scared of. You don't want to be happy to be in a fight. This guy's happy. He's happy to be there. He's happy to be fighting Kevin Holland, which is liked by many people, and including myself. So I think it'll be a good one. It'll probably be a little scramble, get to the ground. Kevin Holland's not a punk on the ground either, so I think this one will be good.
Kevin Holland comes in 26-12 record, 13 knockouts, 9 submissions. Rainier de Ridder 18-2, 3 knockouts, but 13 submissions. So I've been watching a lot of professionals talk about all these fights, to get a little bit more well versed into the matter. But mostly everybody's saying the consensus is that Rainier de Ridder, not the best striker, not the most polished when it comes to striking, getting on the feet, fighting on the feet, and not the best when it comes to takedowns. But whenever he does get somebody on the ground, that's when he takes over. Kevin Holland, if he can stop those takedowns, has a very good shot. If he can keep the fight on his feet, then that will be one thing. But if he can't and he gets taken down, who knows what would be stopping Rainier de Ridder at that point. You have a pick in this one at all?
If I were to go on this one, if I'm going on value, I'm saying Kevin Holland by KO or sub. It's for plus 160, I believe. If I'm going safe, I'd say this fight goes the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a good chance of that. But at the same time, Holland is the type of guy that can catch somebody real quick. And if it does go to the ground, de Ridder, he might be able to finish it there too. So then the fights after that, probably the fight of the night for me, as far as just fireworks go, we've got Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka. Jamal Hill comes in 12-1. His one loss came in, I think it was the first round, maybe beginning of the second round, to Alex Pereira. And that was it was one that didn't tickle my fancy. I was talking to Kyle about that earlier, that fight. But I think Jamal Hill did come in on maybe a shorter notice. I can't exactly remember. I'm thinking that was UFC 300 back in the summer. But Jamal Hill, 7 knockouts, 0 submissions. So he's just a straight home run hitter. He likes to keep the fight on the feet. And same with Yuri. He comes in 30-5, 26 knockouts and 3 submissions. So, like I said, Jamal is a big striker, a big hitter. Yuri likes to leave himself open. He's the type of guy that keeps his hands by his waist. He doesn't bring him up to defend himself much, but he's a guy that can take a punch. Although Jamal Hill is the type of guy that, if he catches you, you're definitely going down.
Oh yeah, I think this one is definitely not going the distance. I think that's a safe play.
Yeah.
This will be a like you said, fireworks show right here, throwing bombs left and right. I think that if I were to put money on this, I'd have to say, even though Jamal Hill's not everybody's favorite right now, I mean Jamal Hill by knockout is what everybody's kind of seeing. But
yeah.
I'm not even going to touch this. This one's so scary to me because it is back and forth. I understand that the odds show a different thing. I think the odds show that Jamal Hill is like the somewhat big favorite, and that in my book is dumb because both these guys can slug. So
yeah, and Jamal Hill money line -132 and Yuri Prochazka +108 on the money line. But if Yuri can stand in the trenches and take some and fire back, he is the type of guy that has that type of conditioning where, he can take a punch and he can keep going. So I may stay away from that one too, Kyle. I think the fight, will it go the distance? If you were to pick no, I think it's like -2 something, -260. But I may stay away from that one too. It is a contender match to go ahead and face Alex Pereira.
Who wants to do that?
I don't think either one of these guys do. They'll probably say so. They'll probably say that they want to.
Jamal Hill wants it. No, he's going to talk big and bad. I think he took a picture in some shorts where, he was giving all types of excuses, and that's why people are not fans of Jamal Hill right now. It's like, dude, take your L. You kicked him in a bad spot. Ref wanted to stop it. Yeah, Alex Pereira said,
"No, that's right." He said,
"No,
let me continue."
Let me finish this real quick. It won't take long. And he did just that. What you sipping over there, Skip?
A little that wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know that, man.
No, it's just a little sweet tea.
Oh, okay.
Tea. That's Southern. It really gets the juices flowing. The Southern hospitality really comes out when you're sipping on tea.
You just get it in the veins.
Yeah. So that's probably the most exciting fight for me, though, is Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka. But after that, we get to the main card, or excuse me, not the main card, but the co-main event, which will see the champion in the bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili, 18-4, 3 knockouts, 1 submission, versus Umar Nurmagomedov, 18-0, 2 knockouts, 7 submissions. This is for the bantamweight title that Merab took from Sugar Sean.
I think it was subject.
UFC 308. So I'm looking at this one thinking that it's probably gonna go the distance. And with Merab, you were telling me he's got a leg injury? He's coming in with the fight.
I'm not sure what happened to his leg. I think he concealed that, but at media day he was talking about that he is.
I saw some pictures too.
Exactly, the pictures look disgusting, but he didn't really train with this injury, so he kind of exposed himself there. But on the other hand, Umar was also saying that he had an injury, I think within his elbow or his forearm or just some area of his arm, and I think that he continued training. So that either can help you or hurt you. Hopefully it didn't weaken it. I have to go against you on this one. I don't see this one going the distance, which is crazy for a bantamweight fight. These lighter guys. I just think Merab will try to push the pace, and he can do that very well. Don't get me wrong, but we saw what happened in the 5th round of Sean O'Malley and Merab. That teep kick started eating at his gut, and he couldn't even conceal it anymore. He was holding it, clutching it, running away. Umar, one of his best moves is this kick, and I think Umar gets it done. TKO.
All right. So -290 money line for Umar and Merab is plus 225. Like you said, he does have a little bit of an injury. Merab is the type of guy that wants to get the fight on the ground. I think he's 6 takedowns away from a UFC record.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, but he let everybody know he doesn't care about the record. He doesn't
Yeah.
all that. So we'll see if that's true or not. But
And these two guys, they don't like each other. They really don't.
I don't think Umar has a problem with Marab. I think Marab is finding something to just get tickled
Yeah.
up about, and he is. He's getting flared up about. Um, Basically, Umar can say the word Georgia, and he's mad immediately.
Hey, better watch your mouth. Better watch your mouth.
Dude, I can't say it to this guy as a Tennessee fan, and I can't say it to
Yeah.
can't
We
say
don't
it to
like
a
that
Georgian
word
either.
around here.
Yeah.
But that will be a pretty exciting fight for sure. And this is a chance for Umar Nurmagomedov to not only get the title, but to really, 18-0. He kind of has taken the Khabib route and the Islam Makhachev route, where, which I guess is how you should do it, but you fight lesser and lesser guys, down the rankings, and then as you work your way up, you face the tougher guys, more seasoned guys. So this is a real good chance for Umar to really put that next notch in his belt and not only have the title at the end of the night, but to take down a guy like Merab Dvalishvili as well. So,
I think that Umar had his last fight against Corey Sandhagen, and Corey Sandhagen is elite. Is a great fighter. The scrambles looked awesome. I thought it was one of the most entertaining fights I've seen in a while. But I think that Merab, once he gets to the ground, there's no real threat of submission. So I think Umar will be kind of coasting through that if that does occur, and he'll try to get it back up to the feet, and he'll probably succeed doing that.
but then that will take us to the main event tonight, which not tonight, but Saturday night. And I think this will be coming out Saturday morning. So there you go. But
Lock your picks in.
Yeah,
Fade Colin Skip.
absolutely. I think if anybody is, maybe has seen this show before, then they would know that anytime a pick is given on, $1 Million Radio, if you just fade it, make your own little parlay, fade and everything, you'll probably make some damn good money. But that will bring us to the main event tonight, lightweight bout for the title, Islam Makhachev. And it was Arman Sarukian, but he just got announced that he's not fighting anymore. He got taken out due to injury. So did they say what it was? Did I see a back injury?
Yeah, back injury. I'm not too sure what caused it. Just all Dana said was back injury, and he's out.
Yeah. I was thinking that fight would probably go the distance. I was really excited to see it too because they had fought before. It was on a 3 weeks notice that Arman took the fight against Makhachev, who comes in 26-1. Very well known, pretty much unanimously as the pound for pound champion in the UFC, or he's up there with Alex Pereira. He's up there with John Jones.
He is number one. He's up there as number one pound for pound.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Has had a great career, and he's going for a record. And now that it's not Arman Sarukian, the odds are showing that Islam is a very, very heavy favorite against Renato Moicano. And so they're both taking this fight pretty much on a one-day notice, even though they have been in training for the last few months preparing for tonight, but different opponents. Renato Moicano, Money Moicano, comes in 25-1, 20 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. 2 knockouts, 10 submissions for Money Moicano. He is on a 4-fight win streak and has won 6 of his last 7 bouts. But do you think he has a shot Saturday night, main event for the title?
I was watching something earlier. He's been training for a southpaw, so lucked out on that one. I think that he's going to keep it on the feet. His striking is not too bad. I think it can, last with Islam. Do I think he has a shot to win? I'm going to be real, man. I love Money Moicano, and I honestly hope he pulls it off. That'd be cool. But I just don't see Islam losing to, a change of opponents last minute. I think Islam's coming into this fight already wanting to prove something. He wanted to prove it against Arman, obviously, from the first fight, but because that was, like you said, light notice. Arman walked in with the distance with him, fought him probably arguably better than anybody's fought him. And that's because he can go these scrambles. He can go these, he can stay on the ground with him. But like you said, Moicano, a lot of submissions. Do I think that means that he can stay on the ground and get beaten by, Islam's Sambo wrestling? No. I just see Islam getting it done. I think this one's by knockout.
Knockout, not even submission.
I'll take, for a safer play, I'll take this fight to go over 1.5 rounds for sure, because that's what the line was at, which is blasphemy to me.
That is minus 146 on that. And as I was saying, Islam has a very great chance now to make history in the UFC, as this is his 4th title defense. So if he were to win tonight, that would mean he's defended the title 4 times and would set a new record. Comes into this fight 26-1. Islam Makhachev, 5 knockouts, 12 submissions. His last fight was UFC 300 with Dustin Poirier, and he is on.
We saw Islam kind of struggle with Dustin for a while, but I mean, Dustin's just elite,
Yeah,
he's down for those scrambles. He's a messy guy. He likes that. So,
and Islam is coming in on a 14-fight win streak in UFC contention. So, that is the lineup for Saturday night. We're very, very excited for it. We do have a few possible plays, possible $1 million parlays, if you would like to join us and make some money, or give donations to your favorite sports book. But the first one Kyle cooked up, do you have it written down? It's the plus 601.
Yeah, it's a safer play, but is it really safe? I don't know what's safe nowadays. I have Islam over 1.5 rounds at minus 146.
And you could probably just take that as a straight bet as well.
Yeah.
You probably take any of these as straight bets, but yeah.
Oh, there's value in this whole card. We might cover some of that. I think Skylar talked about it earlier. Possible value is Kevin Holland by submission. We see Kevin Holland can definitely work on the ground. That's plus, 1,200. That's insane to me. Anyways, yeah. I digress. Back to this safe play. Islam over 1.5 rounds, since that is the line. I think that's a bit ridiculous, being that Moicano was training for Southpaw. He was also in camp, so it's not like he's just coming off the couch 3 weeks notice. Like, he's ready for this. Kevin Holland, I say that fight goes the distance. That's plus 160. I think that's just a decent little play, because if he gets taken down, I think he can last on the ground through the rounds. It's a 3-round fight, so I think that one goes the distance. And last but not least, we have Peyton Talbot. I see that one, since Hani Barcelos is a seasoned vet in my eyes. I have that one going over 1.5 rounds as well, because that is the line. So that is minus 166, and that totals out to be plus 601.
601 3-leg parlay is a great way to start the night. Like you said, though, Kevin Holland by submission, if you'd like to take that and sprinkle a little bit on it, plus 1,200 as a straight play. Kevin Holland can catch anybody, and when it comes to the ground game, he's pretty good too. 13 knockouts and 9 submissions for Kevin Holland and his UFC 26-12 record. But another parlay, a little 3-legger, but this one is more like a lottery play. You might have a better chance of hitting it if you do go play the lottery. But just for fun, Merab Dvalishvili, Umar Nurmagomedov, no distance, plus 194.
I highly suggest playing a lot of these straight. The lottery plays.
Yes.
I mean, you can parlay them up, or you can just play them straight.
But that will be the first one. No distance, Merab and Umar, plus 194. Kevin Holland, double chance, knockout or submission play against, who was it? Rainier de Ritter, plus 160 on that one. and then Islam Makhachev by submission plus 115. And if you parlay those three together, it comes out to plus 1,543. So $10 will win you $154, Kyle, and 30 cents.
I'm rich. I'm rich.
You pay the mortgage.
Exactly.
And then another one that you might want to sprinkle. Kyle said this one right before we got on. What was this last play? Plus 2,000. Spivak by submission.
Oh, Spivak by submission. I mean, we see his, I think that fight will definitely go hit the ground. Those are two sub artists right there. And I think that the reason they're taking Almeida and they're just, he's good. He's good. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's really good. I just think to not sprinkle on that submission is crazy to me. It might lose, but hey, you have a few bucks to your name. Sprinkle it on there. $2, $1,
yeah.
Anything doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, why not? $100, $2,000.
Oh yeah, put a house on it. Lose your house, lose your car.
Yes, that is what we preach.
I'm just kidding. This is not professional advice.
Not professional advice. We are amateurs for now. Always bet responsibly. 21 and up.
I just want to, declare or, say I am also not – I'm a big UFC fan now. I will say this has grown over the past 2 to 3, 4 years. I'm still even kind of catching up. What's going on? Who is this? What do they do? What are they good at? So not to say that I'm a mastermind. I know if somebody were to watch this that is a mastermind, they're probably like, this guy's doesn't know what he's talking about. But
yeah,
I don't know a little bit. I don't know a lot.
It's also so much different than most other sports because, football, you play once a week, 20 straight weeks, and then you take, months off. So basketball, you play 2 or 3 times a week. But with UFC and boxing and all that, you may have a guy that's taking the octagon that might have not had a fight in like a year, and or a few months, 6 months, stuff like that.
We saw it with Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell was a prime example. He got knocked out cold, probably the worst knockout I've ever seen in my life against Josh Emmett. Returned to the octagon and looked magnificent, looked great. And we didn't expect that after, a year plus layoff. So.
And that is something another fighter was coming off who was going to fight Moicano, Dariush. Is it Benil Dariush? He's another guy who's coming off back-to-back losses but hadn't fought in a year. Took some time off, recovered, and is a LA native. This is where that the UFC 311 is taking place. Thoughts and prayers to everybody out in California suffering through these wildfires, and props to everybody, all the heroes from the fire department and first responders that are going out there trying to risk their life and help everybody. But being a LA native, I'm sure he was very excited to get back into the octagon, but wasn't meant to be as Arman Sarukian pulled out and they moved Money Moicano up to face Islam Makhachev Saturday night as the main event. So bet responsibly, everybody. This is not professional advice yet, but maybe one day. But yeah, Kyle, any last words? Just super excited. Stacked card. The one I'm most excited about is the Jamal Hill, Yuri Prochazka, who did shave his head, by the way. I don't know. I'm sure you saw that. Yeah.
It's hard to hate Yuri, man. He's a great guy.
He's a crowd pleaser for sure. Probably one of my favorites. And he's also been somebody who's fought 3 or 4 times in the last year or so. So I've gotten to see him off and on a little bit, but probably one of my favorites. One of my favorite fighters to watch. He's also just so unorthodox. Like, you don't know what the hell's coming.
That's true. I'd say both of these guys are home run hitters, so you are right in that. I think this fight will be a fun one. I'd say 1, 2 I'm excited for. I'll give you one early, one late. One I'm really excited for. Start the night out. First pay-per-view of the year, Clayton Carpenter, 8-0, scrappy kid versus Tagir Ulanbekov. That's going to be a good fight. I really believe so. If you're not into wrestling scrambles, if you're not into all that, you might not like it. But I think it'll be some good pressure for Tagir. I think it'll be some good pressure or good competition for Clayton. I've just seen too many of these of Clayton's knockouts, man. He's clean on the feet. He's clean on the ground. Like this guy's got it. And I think even if he takes an L this weekend, guess what? I think he's still going to be climbing those rankings here soon in the flyweight division. I think flyweight division can be exciting in the future. For the later fights, I see Merab and Umar probably be one of my favorites. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to think it's just going to be, a wrestle game the entire game, and that may be it. But I do think Umar is going to mix it up on the feet. And he saw the last fight. He saw Sean O'Malley damage Merab just by the stand up. Merab couldn't take it. He had to shoot so many times and wear a lot of shots doing that. So I'm excited for that one too. That one's going to be a good one.
Also, shout out Kyle for having this interstellar type moment for me playing the first episode of $1 Million Radio there in the background. Shout out Jacob. Glad to see what this
views up, man. I'm trying to get my boy rich.
Yeah. Glad to see what this has become over the last.
Hey, we can't get rich over the parlays. Guess what? We're gonna get rich over play interviews, brother.
Yeah.
Also, hey, I do have something to say.
What's up?
There is something I owe to Skyler. It's been a back and forth thing between him and I because this guy's a Green Bay Packers fan, which don't know how I'm friends with him. Being a Cowboys fan, which kind of sucks on my end too. But this hat will be on that desk in no time.
Yeah.
I have always said, I'm going to visit you, Scott. I'm going to visit you. And I've been flaking. All right?
Yeah, flaky.
Far drive.
Frosted Flakes looking at.
Yeah, he made the trip for me for my birthday one year, so I got to make the trip for him. And
hey, my birthday's coming up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
February 15th. You didn't think I knew it, did you?
Hey, there it is. April 15th.
Oh! Just a couple of guys that know each other's birthdays, baby.
Yeah, and Dylan's birthday is May 15th. Dylan
Get that guy on the pot then, huh? Get him to make
this UFC picks. To remember that because of 15th. But anyways, yeah, I think that's gonna do it, Kyle. This was a good first shot at this, and definitely will not be the last one. Maybe we can make a little recap video here in a couple days, talking about everything that happens Saturday night in UFC 311. A stacked card, a stacked night. And we'll be stacked watching after making all these parlays.
Exactly. We're going to be stacking up the cheddar.
Yeah, I ain't going to be able to sit on my wallet.
Dude, I'm just glad that I am not, can't have cheese because guess what? We're going to be making some cheddar.
And
provolone even, dude.
Provolone's no Swiss cheese, no holes in this.
No holes in this. This bet is hitting.
Absolutely. And that'll do it. $1 Million Extras, UFC. What?
I said, don't hold that against me if it does not hit.
Okay, yeah. Blame him. So, UFC 311 Saturday nights. Hope you enjoy watching. I've been excited to do this with my boy Kyle. And we'll be back here in probably 2 or 3 days to recap everything. Hopefully we can do that and preview more fights to come. But this should end up being a regular thing. I'm excited.
Let's get it.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
UFC 312 jokes.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. And as always, we'll see you next time.
See ya.